What is up, guys? My name is Kyle FtW and welcome back to another Call of Duty video here on the channel. Today we are back with another Black Ops 7 news video which is going to be including the launch trailer that we got today, as well as a whole bunch of other information about preload times, when the game will be available, as well as some more PC specs, and finally some information regarding more prestige icons. We went ahead and got 4 more revealed today, which was absolutely awesome. So to start off this video, we're going to go ahead and jump into the reveal launch trailer of the game. Hopefully you guys go to enjoy it, and I will see you guys after the trailer.
2025 was just the beginning.
Menendez already caused enough suffering. That's not gonna happen again. Let's take it to him.
They want to peek behind the curtain. Let's show them what we got. They have no idea who they're dealing with.
There is no escaping me.
All right, guys, that is going to do it for the trailer. Really hope you guys did enjoy it. It was an awesome trailer. Really have nothing bad to say about it. I think that this trailer was way better than what we had in the launch trailer, and the game, again, looks awesome. It gave us information about multiplayer, some overviews of multiplayer, overviews of campaign, and of course, it gave us an overview of zombies as well, which is looking very, very awesome. As I've said before, this game is shaping up to be a Call of Duty game that is going to be disliked on launch by a lot of people, but going to be unfortunate because this game is shaping up to be a pretty solid Call of Duty game, in my opinion. I mean, 18 multiplayer maps on launch, a fully fledged out zombie mode, master prestige, and so on and so on and so on. Lots of great things to say, and of course the biggest thing is that skill-based matchmaking is supposedly going to be gone from the game, which means we get a casual Call of Duty experience for the first time in 5 years, which is really, really exciting. So again, I'm definitely looking forward to this, and of course I'll have gameplay and everything on day one, as I have done consistently for 8 years. So let's go ahead and talk about, moving on, let's go ahead and talk about what we're going to be getting when you guys can preload the game, as well as when the game is going to be available for everybody to play. I did talk about this in my video from yesterday, explaining how this game is most likely going to be available on the 13th of November for everybody at their specific time zone, as long as it is behind midnight Eastern time. And it looks like that is going to be correct, with slightly different times depending on where you are. So it says here that Call of Duty Black Ops 7 preload begins on all platforms on November 10th, which is this Friday. And Call of Duty Black Ops 7 launches midnight local time on November 14th on Xbox, Xbox on PC, and PlayStation. It launches at 1 time for Battle.net and Steam. So actually, let me make sure I get that correct. It's actually going to be available to preload on Monday of next week, which I kind of thought it was going to be Monday. So really quick, guys, here are the times for everybody. It is going to be at 9 a.m. Pacific time. We can preload Black Ops 7. Then on Xbox and Xbox on PC, we can play the game 3 a.m. to 10 p.m. Pacific time, which is going to be 11 p.m. for me, where I am in the Mountain Time Zone. PlayStation is going to be the same time. And then those of you who are on Battle.net, you actually get to play the game a little bit earlier than everybody else. In America, that is going to be going live at 9 p.m. Pacific time, which is 10 p.m. Mountain, all the way to midnight Eastern time. So again, as I said, going to be Eastern time, or midnight Eastern to 1 a.m. Eastern is when everybody can play the game, which is pretty darn awesome. Next, for the regions, we have some breakdowns of times here, and I'm going to go through all of these for you guys depending on where you are in the world, because I do have an international community on the channel here, and I want to make sure that you guys know exactly what time you can play Black Ops 7. So in Los Angeles, it's going to be available at 9 o'clock. Mexico City is going to be 23, which is 11 o'clock p.m. Central Time, and then of course midnight Eastern. Over in Brazil is going to be available at 2 a.m. It seems like British or Brazilian time. London is going to be 5 o'clock p.m. GMT. Same thing with Stockholm and Paris, 6 p.m. and 6 o'clock p.m. as well. Dubai is going to be 9 p.m. on November 14th or 9 a.m. I don't know exactly for sure. Maybe it's 6 a.m. in Paris and 5 a.m. in London. It doesn't specifically say. Johannesburg in South Africa is going to be 7. Dubai is 9. Seoul, South Korea is 2 p.m. in the afternoon. Tokyo is 2 p.m. in the afternoon. And Sydney, Australia is going to be 4 o'clock in the afternoon. So I can officially say, actually, after looking at these, that it's going to be 2 a.m., 5 a.m., 6 a.m., and 6 a.m. in Stockholm, respectively. So again, those of you who are over in Europe, you're going to be having access to the game extremely early in the morning. Those of us are going to be having it extremely late at night. So probably won't, again, have any videos on November 14th morning time, but I will have videos more that Saturday or that Friday afternoon. So then moving right along here through this video, we also got some full-fledged PC specs, and now these are the minimum PC specs, so definitely keep these in mind, that these are not going to be, actually never mind, it said minimum PC specs in the tweet, but it actually is going to be giving us all of the PC specs for this game. So the minimum, I'm going to go through all of these individually so you guys can know. I'll put the image on the screen right now. So for those of us who, for the minimum requirements, you need an AMD Ryzen 514 or 51400 or an Intel Core i5. You need 8 gigabytes of RAM, and you need a minimum graphics card of an NVIDIA GeForce GTX 970 or a 1060 and an AMD Radeon RX 470, which is a very basic early graphics card. So if you have the minimum requirements, if you have a graphics card like this, you should be able to run it pretty easily. You need 3 gigabytes of video memory. Now again, these are the minimum. You need Windows 10, and you need at least 116 gigabytes of storage. For recommended, now again, minimum requirements is like running it, I believe, at like 720p maybe. Recommended is where you're going to be able to get 1080p 60, I believe. I could be completely wrong on that. And there's an absolutely massive jump here. So for recommended is going to be an AMD Ryzen 5 1600X or an Intel Core i7 6700K, 12 gigabytes of RAM, and you're going to need a AMD Radeon RX 6600 XT or an NVIDIA GeForce RTX 3060, which is a huge jump. That's 2 generations of graphic card improvement to be able to get it in the 60 FPS set to high options, which is awesome. But again, it takes a pretty beefy graphics card for those of you who want to play the game on PC. You also need 8 gigabytes of video memory, a Windows 11 64-bit, and then you need a 116 gigabytes of storage space. Now that's going to be the same across the board for minimum, recommended, and then the competitive. So if you want to play at 4K Ultra with a high FPS, high frame rate, you need a AMD Ryzen 5600X or an Intel Core i7. Luckily, I have an i9 in my PC. You need 16 gigabytes of RAM, and you need a 970 AMD or an NVIDIA GeForce RTX 4080 or an RTX 5070. So unfortunately, I won't be able to run the game in 4K at a very high FPS, which is fine because I play at 1440 60 anyways. And if it worked for you guys in the beta, it's going to work in the launch, which is exactly my situation. Worked really good in the beta, had absolutely no problems with it. And of course, you need Windows 11. And on PC handheld, it runs on most Windows-based handhelds, optimized visuals and performance for on-the-go play, sharper text for smaller screens, and smart power and battery optimization, which is very cool. And to finish this little section off here, there are some notes down below here in this image that say you need TPM 2.0 and Secure Boot to play Black Ops 7 on the PC. You also says here that specs are valid for product launch and may be updated in the future. All specifications require a broadband internet connection and DirectX 12 compatibility. So again, you need to have an internet connection and so on. But again, everything here is looking pretty dang awesome. And honestly, it's going to run really good pretty much on any PC you have. But of course, if you want to get those really high graphic settings, you're going to need to have a very high level graphics card. So just keep that in mind. Then finally, to wrap up this video, we of course got ourselves 4 new prestige icons. That is now 5 through 8, and they look very cool. And I will go ahead and put them on the screen right now for you guys to take a look at. So we have here a sort of banshee looking one, is the best way for me to describe it, as 5th, with the sort of purple electric circle around it. Then for Prestige 7 or Prestige 6, sorry, we have a skull with wings coming out of it with lightning, again looking very, very cool. Prestige 7 is a sort of a stealthy guy with smoke and blades. And then finally for Prestige 8, we have a kind of a mech with the Dragonfire returning from Black Ops 2. Again, these Prestige icons look really cool. There's not really much for us to go super in depth on these, but I'm definitely a huge fan of these. And then showing you guys all of the Prestige icons. Again, I know that they were in the video from yesterday, but we have an image of all 8 Prestiges that we have so far. And I'm sure over the next couple of days, we'll be getting Prestige 9, 10, and Master Prestige icons, which is definitely very, very cool. But again, let me know what you guys' thoughts are about these Prestige icons. I'm personally a huge fan of these, and I think that they look really, really cool. And I will, of course, as I said, be grinding through all of the Prestiges here within Black Ops 7. So anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what your guys' thoughts are about everything that was discussed in this video, about the Prestige icons, about the PC specs, about the times, just anything that you have of note, or the launch trailer. And yeah, guys, we are really, really close to the release of Black Ops 7, which is pretty dang awesome. Again, there seems not to be a huge amount of hype behind the game, but I am definitely excited. I had a lot of fun in the beta, and I'm looking forward to the game overall. And hopefully you guys listening to my voice here in this video are as well. But anyways, thank you guys so much. If you want to check out my previous news video, it will be linked down below within the description, as well as it will also be at the end of the video for you to check out as well. And I'll see you all on more Call of Duty videos very, very soon.